Hello P21 users, welcome back to another one of our videos. In today's session, we're going to talk about dimensional accounting in P21. So if you're managing financials in Prophet 21 and you're tired of juggling 100 different deal accounts just to track a few things, this video is for you. To give you a quick example, let's say that your company just started selling in two new regions, Midwest and West Coast, and you're thinking, should I create new deal accounts to track each region's revenue? The answer is no, you don't need to do that. It will make your deal a mess and monthly will be a nightmare because you're going to have more deal accounts to take care of. Instead, you can try using dimensional accounting. That's a cleaner way to track financials without creating extra accounts for everything. So in today's video, we're going to walk through what this is, what you should use it, and obviously we're going to show you how to set this up in P21. So first thing, what are the dimensions and why you should care about those? Dimensions in P21 are going to let you track financial transactions without blowing up your chart of accounts. So instead of having one sales account for Midwest, a second sales account for West Coast, and then a third sales account for Southeast, you just need to use a single sales deal account and apply a region dimension to each transaction. It's like tagging your expenses with smart labels, and then later you can slice and dice reports by those labels without having to create separate deal accounts. Examples on what you can track with dimensions. You can track branches or warehouses, customer types. You can track projects. You can track events or campaigns. You can even track departments. The point is, you don't need to maintain 20 variations of the same account. You just need to filter your reports by dimensions, and that's going to keep everything clean. Let's assume that you do want to start working with dimensional accounting. The first thing that we need to do in your system is to enable this feature. In order to do that, you're going to need to navigate to System Settings. You can find that under System Setup, but remember that you also have your Smart Search feature over here. So you can start by typing in System, navigate to System Settings, and once you're here, go to General Ledger and General. And this is the checkbox that you need to take care of. Use GL dimensions. Make sure you check this checkbox, and that's it. You've now activated dimensional accounting in your P21 system. Now, in order to start working with dimensional accounting, you also need to understand the dimension types that we handle in P21. So there are two main types of dimensions in P21. The first one is GL dimensions. So these are going to be used for tagging everyday financial data, such as which warehouse the sales came from, which department made a purchase. P21 is going to give you some out-of-the-box or built-in dimensions, such as sales reps, order types, order classes, order takers, but you can also create some of your own if you need to, such as region, department, brand if you want to track product brand. The point is that these are going to help you to build custom views of your financials. Now, the second dimension type that you can find in P21, it's basically project dimensions. Now, these are going to be great for things like maybe a special sales event, a marketing campaign, branch being remodel, a vendor trade show. You're going to be able to apply these during transactions or through manual journal entries so you can track the cost and profit by each one of your projects. Let's show you how to create those dimensions if you want to maintain some of your own. You're going to navigate to GL dimension type maintenance. So remember, type that in here. And once you are in this screen, In order for you to create one dimension of your own, you're going to want to enter a dimension ID. So remember that this is a shortcut of the dimension that you want to enter. So you want to enter maybe region. And for description, you can add more detail. In this case, I added sales region as my description. Once you enter these two values, you want to hit save. And once you have your dimension type created, go to dimension values so you can define what values you want to track. For example, on this one, I want to do one for Midwest. Then let's create a second one for West Coast. And finally, following our example for today, let's create a third one. And this is going to be Northeast. Save. That's it. We have our values added to our GL dimension. Now for projects, you can look into the ones that are system generated. You can see that easily through the record type column. System default are the ones that come from already built in P21. User defined are the ones that you have created. So look out for the project option. And then under project, you can add the values for each initiative that you want to track. So maybe you can add, for example, project 1 for your summer sale of this year, project 2 for maybe a warehouse expansion. These are what you're going to use when posting journal entries or when tagging orders. Now, the next step is applying those dimensions to transactions. Once your dimensions are set up, you can start using them on transactions like sales orders, journal entries, manual invoices, or AP vouchers. For journal entries, let's take a look at an example. Let's try pulling a journal over here. Okay, so now once you have your journal, go to the Dimensions tab over here and add the dimension type. In this case, we're going to add, for example, region. And then we're going to enter the value over here. In this case, we're going to do MW for Midwest. If the entire journal is for that region, then you can apply it at a header level. However, if each line is for a different region, you can go to the Accounts tab and then assign dimensions per line. Just a reminder, the line level entries override the header level ones. So, for example, you can assign the different region just for a single line, and this will override the value that you have the header. You can also apply multiple dimensions such as region and department to the same journal or transaction. And that's it. That's how you apply this on the journal entry screen. Now let's take a look at sales orders. So if you're tracking orders by project, like a summer campaign or maybe a major client installation, you have two options. You can use the GL Dimensions tab on the order header entry. So let's first navigate to order entry. And once you are in order entry, you can pull in an order number. Now over here, you can use the GL Dimensions tab. So you can enter your dimension over here and type ID. Or you can add a dedicated GL dimension project number field to the order screen for quicker access. So you can do that through DynaChange. Right click. And on the field chooser, we're going to look for GL dimension project number. We might need to rearrange our screen a little bit. Pull over our new field. And once we close, we have our field showing up here. So now we have the project field right where we need it, and every order can be tagged to the correct project without even going to the GL Dimensions tab. So this is going to make it much easier and faster for users to track initiatives directly from order entry. Now, imagine that you made a mistake. You need to fix that. No problem. I mean, you cannot change journal entries once they are posted, but you can edit dimensions because they don't impact account balances. They're just reporting tags. So if you want to do that, go to journal entry and then the GL dimensions tab. Let's pick an existing journal entry. Now you can see this is grayed out, but what we can do is do a right click over here and select Edit GL Dimensions. And from here you can change the value, add another dimension, or even delete a dimension. You cannot edit the account postings themselves, but you can update the dimensions to fix reporting errors. That's it. So let's wrap with some real P21 examples. Maybe you want to track freight costs by warehouse, you can use allocation dimension. If you want to run a limited time sale, you can use product dimension to track sales and net spend. If you're curious about how much your inside sales team spends, you can create a department dimension. Or even if you want to compare revenue from trade customers versus retail, remember we can also add a customer type dimension. I mean, you are going to get cleaner financials and sharper insights with fewer yield headaches. So to recap, don't clutter your chart of accounts. Use dimensions to tag and track what matters, and also make smarter decisions with cleaner reporting. So if this was helpful, remember to smash that like button, subscribe for more P21 financial tips, and drop a comment. Let us know what do you want to see next. Thanks for hanging out with me and see you the next time.